Hey guys, Regina from Eat Travel Life, and I wanted to discuss winter sowing. Winter sowing is when you start your garden ahead of, during winter, ahead of spring, so that you can get some hardy plants. Hopefully, they'll be able to handle the hotter months that you have in the summer, and it's pretty simple to do. You need translucent containers. So those are going to need to be things you can see through. Um, we are using milk jugs. You could also use, I've seen some people using food trays that are clear on top, sterilite containers, um, anything that you will be able to, light will be able to get in, and it's pretty easy to do. So some of the things you're going to want to do is, and I'm going to explain this with the milk jugs, you can transfer it over to whatever containers you are using. Okay? So you'll need to put some holes in the bottom of your container. They recommend 4 to 5 holes from what I've been researching. I kind of went a little crazy on a few of them. If that happens, put a coffee filter down, and then you can put your dirt down. One thing you're going to need to do, I would suggest cutting your holes first, and then it's time to cut the container in half. Like if it's a milk jug, we cut it in half below the handle. And you can use scissors for this. I use one of my steak knives. Be very careful with this. I secured mine against the side of the. I did these in the kitchen because I have no other place to do them. So what I did was I secured it against and held it against the side of the sink and cut along there. That seemed to work best out of the several ways I tried. So once you've got your container open, you're going to want to put your dirt down and then add in your seeds. I would recommend using like popsicle sticks to name what your seeds are and write that inside. And you should write it on the outside of your container as well. Sometimes that fades, so having that stick in there will really help identify what it is, especially when it's growing. So you add in your seeds, put a little bit of dirt on top, and then because I'm in the kitchen, I just used my sprayer and sprayed the dirt and got it moist. You don't want it sopping wet. Um, and then I took duct tape and taped it back around the edges, putting the top back on. And you remove the top from the milk jug. You don't need to put in additional holes. That's going to vent it. It'll let rain in, snow in, whatever. You tape them back up, and then you can put them outside. You should put them outside on the south facing, so they face the south, so that they will get the most sun that they can. So once you've put them outside, you just leave them be. Do you water them? No. Just let them be, do their thing. They will grow when it's time to grow. So you may be asking yourself, when should you start sowing your seeds and putting them outside? When it is no longer going to get warm in your climate. Um, November, December. I'm in Michigan, so I started in end of January and finished mid-February putting our seeds outside. And it's snowing again, so it's perfect time because it's just going to get cold and do its thing. Um, and you just set it and forget it until springtime. And then what will happen is the seeds will start to break and do their thing. You may be asking, well, what seeds can I sow? From what I can tell, you can try anything. You may run into problems that are viney, like your zucchini, cucumber, watermelon, those types of things, because depending on how long it takes you to get that out of the container, it will take, they could just wrap around inside there, so you don't want to do that. We are growing thimbleberry, and I'm not sure how those are going to work. So what I have done for my seeds is I've got some that I'm starting winter sowing, and I'm also going to do some straight to the ground. There's a special word for that. But I'm going to grow some both ways, because if this doesn't work, because I've not done it before, I don't want to completely lose out on being able to garden with those items this year. So that's all we are doing for winter sowing. It should be pretty easy, not a lot of effort until spring. And already we already have a diagram or something my husband drew up of where everything's going to plant, and we're also doing companion gardening. So that's where you're planting certain things together to help get bugs and other things, keep other things away from them, and maybe even make them more fruitful. So we'll see how that goes too. So this is just step one in probably a series that we're going to do on the progress of our container gardening. And let me know what you like to winter sow, and if you were successful with everything or not. So you may be asking, well, what did you winter sow? And I am doing sunflowers, because last year I planted 500 seeds and 0 came up. Do you want to know why? Because I live where Snow White lives, and all those creatures ate them all. Every last one, none came up. And I planted them all over. So I'm going to give the sunflowers a better start by starting in a container that I can hopefully transplant and they'll grow. I'm doing marigolds because that's part of the container gardening, doing thimbleberries, San Marzano tomatoes, carrots because why not? I just wanted to see what they do. Lettuce because my husband bought more plants for the more vegetables for the chickens. He got things for the chickens, but didn't ask the kids what they wanted. And what else did I do? I did some dill, and I did a few other herbs that I wanted to get started. Oh, and we're doing Detroit beets. Boom, boom, boom. So let me know what your winter sowing, and we're I think in zone 6B, 6A, 6B, something like that. But let me know what you're sowing and your success. But thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out our other videos. Have a great day.